Okay.
Living legend Archie Shepp is one of the pioneers of free jazz. He's best known for his socially engaged songs from the 60s and 70s, highlighting the injustices faced by African Americans. But his message resonates universally.
Liberation, love, compassion, a new day, a new beginning, a better distribution of the wealth of this world. Yeah, that's all of that's what my music is about. We gonna boogie to the left. We gonna boogie to the right.
Like most of the genre's greatest names, he came to play in the French capital time and again. Eventually, Shepp moved to Paris permanently.
Many black musicians are here in Europe as much as they are at home in the United States, because there are so many more opportunities to perform here. And this music is, I think, in a way, appreciated here in a way that it's not in the States.
France welcomes all sorts of foreign musical genres, like jazz-influenced Afrobeat. Son of Afrobeat's founder and Grammy nominee Femi Kuti, credits France and his invitation to play at the Angoulême Festival for the start of his international career.
France became like the mecca of accepting all kinds of music. First African music, everybody was being exposed through France. Any great African musician today will have toured France extensively before branching probably to Germany or anywhere else.
You can but only do your best. Do your best. Then you will have to leave the rest.
Like his father Fela Kuti before him, the Nigerian singer's music has a strong political message, denouncing corruption and poverty in Africa and across the world. A message that's reminiscent of jazz's origins.
Many of them were coming out of the slave trade issue, colonialism. Many of them their roots were from the blues. Jazz was music that was speaking the revolution for them. That's the way I see jazz.
It's the very issue of racism that pushed these African-American musicians to come to Paris with its more relaxed racial attitudes.
In France, there's a lot of respect for jazz and for jazz mixed with other musical genres. France has always been a welcoming country, and so there is a musical catalyst.
These foreign influences have helped enrich music in France. French Jazz Artist of the Year Ibrahim Malouf has incorporated his family's Arabic origins into his music to create his own unique sound.
I grew up surrounded by traditional Arab music and classical Western music. These are my two mother tongues. Later I discovered jazz and rock, hard rock. I would say Illusions, my fifth album, drew from all of these.
Based in London, Franco-Swiss DJ Giles Peterson has tried to bring jazz to the British public through his radio shows and record label. But he's found that it's less well received on that side of the channel.
England is rock and roll, it's punk, it's acid house, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. There's a good tradition of jazz in England, but it isn't mainstream. In France, I feel that is a bigger part of the culture. There are jazz clubs everywhere in France, magazines about jazz. Albums always sell well in France.
Tout genre de jazz.
To broaden the genre's appeal in the 80s and 90s, Peterson created acid jazz, taking funk and mixing it with dance and pop music. Music he plays every 2 months in Paris during a marathon 6-hour set.
I think that now more than ever, you can really experiment. You can take small bits, repeat it, put something under it. You can really play with jazz. That's what's good about it. Jazz is free.
Jazz is free.
Jazz culture is still vibrant in France almost 100 years after it was first imported. The country now has 2,600 registered jazz musicians and 400 dedicated festivals.
Funny thing, you were telling me where here we are.